What if the master of horror could actually teach you how to be a better writer? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today. We're diving deep into Stephen King's amazing book, On Writing, a memoir of the craft. It's part life story, part masterclass, and honestly, it's a must-have for anyone who ever puts words on a page. I mean, seriously, you will find this book on the shelf of pretty much every successful writer out there. Novelists, journalists, you name it. Even people who've never touched one of his horror novels swear by it. So what's the deal? Why is this book treated like a sacred text? Let's figure it out. Okay, so the secret sauce here is that On Writing is not some boring, stuffy textbook. What King does, and it's just brilliant, is he weaves his own life story right into the practical, no-nonsense writing advice. It's this mix of memoir and masterclass that makes it so darn powerful. So on one hand, you get the memoir, and it is a raw, super honest look at his life, from his childhood to his struggles with addiction. It's so compelling, you'll finish it wishing he'd just write a full autobiography. And then, on the other hand, you get the craft, which is just this treasure chest of tips you can actually use. But the story of how this book even came to be is a whole drama in itself. Get this, the creation of this book is just a wild story of resilience. King wrote most of it, but then just kind of lost interest and put it in a drawer. Right after he decided to pick it back up and finish it, he was hit by a van in a horrible, near-fatal accident. Writing literally became his therapy, his way back to himself. So this book isn't just a guide, it's proof of how powerful the act of writing can be. So keeping that incredible backstory in mind, let's open up King's famous toolbox. This is where we get into the nuts and bolts of it all. The practical, actionable advice that has helped so many writers get better at what they do. First things first, forget all those expensive workshops and complicated theories. For King, it all boils down to two things, and it is deceptively simple. Read a lot and write a lot. That's it, period. He argues you have to be totally immersed. Read while you're waiting in line. Read while you're eating. Just read. You have to feed your brain with stories before you can start creating your own. King also lays out a super clear step-by-step process. Step 1, write that first draft with the door closed. This is crucial. It's for you and only you. No pressure. Try to get it done in about 3 months. Then, and this is the magic trick, put it away for 6 whole weeks. Don't even look at it. This isn't procrastinating. It's a strategy. It gives you the fresh eyes you absolutely need to come back and edit it properly. All right, here's one of King's most direct rules. Be really, really wary of the passive voice. Why? Because it's weak. It's timid. Instead of saying, the window was broken by John, King wants you to say, John broke the window. See? It's active, it's direct, it's confident. And good writing is always confident writing. You've probably heard this famous line. Now, King's point isn't that you can never use an adverb. His point is that they're often a crutch for a weak verb. So instead of saying someone ran quickly, find a stronger word. Maybe they sprinted or dashed or bolted. The adverb is like a little red flag telling you, hey, you can do better here. Find a more powerful word. Stephen King is a master of pacing, and this is one of his biggest secrets. Every single scene, every paragraph, every sentence has to be doing something for the story. If it's not, it's just dead weight, and it's slowing your reader down. Your main job is to keep that reader turning the page, and that means you have to be ruthless and cut anything that gets in the way. Okay, this is probably the most painful and the most important piece of advice in the whole book. Kill your darlings. It means you have to be willing to delete that beautiful sentence you love, that clever joke, or that character you adore if it isn't actually serving the larger story. It's all about putting the reader's experience before your own ego. But look, all these tools and techniques are pretty much useless without one key ingredient. And that brings us to what I think is the most important lesson in On Writing. A lesson that has nothing to do with grammar and everything to do with courage. King believes that the root of most bad writing isn't a lack of talent, it's fear. Fear that you're not good enough, fear of what people will think, fear of failure, and that fear makes you play it safe. It makes you use cliches and weak verbs. It leads to stories that have no heart, because you were too afraid to put your real self on the page. And this is where King brings it all home with just a beautiful, perfect analogy. He says things like adverbs and fancy words are like Dumbo's magic feather. We think we need these little tricks to be able to fly, But King's message is so powerful. The magic was never in the feather. The magic was in Dumbo all along. The tools are just there to help you unlock what's already inside. In the end, On Writing isn't just a book about how to write. It's really a book about how to be brave. It's King giving you permission to trust your own voice, to tell your story, and to believe that you have your own unique magic. So the only question left, really, is the one he leaves us with. What magic is in you?